What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Most players practice body game. Most players practice body game, even if they don't like call it body game. Most, not all. There's always an exception. And when I say play, well, two things I need to get clear before I really get into the meat of all of this. One of the things is, when I say players, I mean men who can routinely get the attention of multiple women. Like, they got rotations. They got, if they break up with one woman, they can get another one because another one's waiting. Women throwing them the panani. They handing it to them and stuff. Most of these guys practice body game. Now, every time I talk about body game, there's always somebody say, well, I've seen somebody out of shape with a woman, or I've seen a slim guy with a woman, something like that, right? And, well, two things. One, I said, you don't know what a woman like, and two, I'm going to tell you something now, and I haven't said this in a very long time. Every single man on the planet can get a woman. They can get a woman. The question is if it's that their woman. The question is, do they have to double back home one day? The question is what they doing for, why the woman really with them? So even when you see them out in public together, you don't know the whole story. And I might be the only woman. I've known scores of men. They could get one woman, but once that woman leave, they can go years without a woman. Shit, you talk to a lot of these like older guys in their 40s and 50s and stuff. They had that one woman when they were like 20 or something. But they weren't able to get any other woman. So, even when you see what looks to be an exception to the what I just said about most players practicing body game, you can't just go by just that one man that you've seen. Yeah, I seen these women with so hold up. You don't know that man. And then there's still an exceptions, but those are rare guys who can get women, and they ain't practicing body game. But the overwhelming majority. Now, when I say this, I don't just speak out my ass. Remember, I got degrees after my name. 2 degrees after my name. Anybody want to dox me can look it up. And especially y'all find one, y'all be like, damn, I can't fuck with Ron. Yeah, but anyway, one of the things I learned was really how to research shit. And even from jobs, how to research something. And one thing I practice is qualitative research. So that's basically field research. And I know how to do it on a professional level. Was trained how to do it. So when I look at guys or talk to guys, I know how to spot players, like just formally and informally. And one thing I noticed with the overwhelming majority, I'm saying overwhelming majority, I'm going to say 95%. Now, I've known some exceptions personally. Like, I knew one exception, but even he wasn't a baller, but he had a body. He still looked like he could have played something. He still looked like he might have exercised and all of that. He was real disciplined and stuff. Well, one, he was a Muslim, so he didn't eat like crazy. That's one thing about black Muslims especially. They be keeping whatever their body built, they'll keep it. It's rare you see one just totally out of shape. Even the big men, they'll be like, got that like linebacker or defensive lineman build. But that was like one exception. But for the most part, though, when you look at some players, they practice body game, they athletic and stuff. I've known that since the 80s. When I looked at football players, basketball players, because the one thing with it wasn't so much they were playing sports and stuff, because I knew some guys, they were getting playing, they were on the bench. It was about the body. I never forget when I was in school. Well, no, I actually graduated American University. I actually graduated American University, but I would still hang out there to go to the gym and everything. I never forget when this woman saw, what year was that Ohio State team? It was when they had Jim Jackson and a couple other people, though. That Ohio State team, they came to play American. I never forget what this girl said. She said, those are the most beautiful men I've ever seen. Bodies. When I look at some of the players I've known like D1 basketball players, both at St. Joe's and American. And I would say they either had girlfriends or multiple women. They either had girlfriends, and a lot of it was on the body. A lot of it was on the body. Because what I said yesterday, it's still the foundation. It's still, like, a body can get a woman hot. And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's a sexual thing. Just like we get hot over big breastises and a nice old butt, don't they get hot over a nice chestises and a nice frame and everything. Hell, even the women that like show smile my way, they be thinking, hey, did you play football? You know what? I remember one time years ago, I had mentioned that, and I had a detractor come at me. Detracting a few women come at me and say, yeah, you saying that football thing. I say, dude, you ain't never seen me. I know. Let me say something about that. Motherfuckers ain't see the full body and shit, be like thinking and shit. That's the stupid. It's seriously, it's stupid. Don't make any comments until you see. And even after the stroke. And like I said with the stroke, body game actually got me out the stroke. Because when I was doing therapy and stuff, what were you doing? I was doing lifting. I was doing curls. I was like, well, shit. Been doing this anyway. Doing physical exercises. So body game saved me there. Even the therapist said, hey, you know what? You'll be walking soon, sooner than most. And I was. But getting back to what I'm saying, like, when I look at these guys who get multiple women, not just guys getting a woman. Like I said, every single man can get a woman. But I'm talking about men who had women on rotation, guys who had stories, women were throwing it at them. The overwhelming majority, they were either like a high-level athlete, at least a D1 athlete, or they had played ball. I talked to them and stuff. Like, I know this one guy, he used to be a wide receiver. He in his 40s, still getting women. Still getting women. And stuff. He had played ball. He still kept his general shape. He still kept his general shape. He'd be in the gym sweating. I talk to him about it. I'd be like, damn, dude, you taking up all the equipment. Because he'd just do his rounds, just set his equipment up. I say, dude, you can't take up the whole gym. In his 40s, I see the women still like giving him that look, going for him and everything. But he was multiple women and shit. Because, look, here's the thing. Because you always get some people try to put down body game, but it works. Anybody can say that. There's people talking about body game, or at least putting, like, getting the muscles on or getting the bodies. Or even those guys who talk about Chad and Tyrone. Chad and Tyrone are never just a face. Chad and Tyrone be up in the gym. I see. Chad and Tyrone be up in the gym. But see, you get some motherfuckers who don't understand that, and they want to fight it. You know? They want to fight it, but they don't have it. Because if you challenge them, you could challenge them for money. Say, okay, talking some trash. Let's go in the gym. Let's go in the gym, motherfucker. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. In fact, if somebody challenged me or something, I said, I'll go. And shit, you got an advantage. I'm still recovering from the stroke. I ain't 100% yet, but let's go. But when you start seeing, like, dudes, like, I've known dudes since the 80s, man, 80s to the present, getting theirs. Motherfuckers don't know. And it's like the one common factor is the body. That's the one common factor. You can't say it's the face, because it's hard to judge a man's face as another man, as a heterosexual man. But if you still, they don't look in comparison to some models, some male models and shit. See, some motherfuckers be thinking of like it's this or that, or you know, they want to. But here's the thing. Let's do some common sense. Common sense. A lot of people, unfortunately, it's not common. If a woman want to hook up with you, she still got to be cool with what you... I don't care what come out your mouth. I don't care how much money you got. don't care how handsome your face is. She gotta look at your body. She gotta look. I mean, you can't get past that shit. You can't get past that shit. She still gotta be turned on. Let's turn this around. Just like men. Ain't too many men want to fuck a fat girl. A fat, out of shape girl. Ain't too many men. Some do. Even they want that tight body. Women ain't any different from men. I mean, I don't know why a lot of guys can't understand that one little thing. They ain't any different. Well, no, I understand why they can't get it, because they ain't getting none. I told you, I talk about body game because the shit worked for me. The shit has worked for me. But you get some guys still try to fight it. But when you look at the players, I'm saying real players too. Ask yourself something. Forget it. It's not saying you got to be in that lifestyle or something like that. It's not saying you got to be. You don't need to be. But you can still learn how they doing it. In fact, that's the ultimate man for a woman. That's the ultimate man. Because when I was selling my copies of my book, Nice Guys and Players, I had a lot of women buying it. And it was the same sales pitch every time. They said, yeah, you want that guy who's going to be a good guy, but you want him to turn you on sexually. They were like, yeah. And shoot, that's the ultimate man for many women. A guy got a nice body, he's sexy, turning them on, and he all about them? Shit. So this ain't saying you gotta be a player. But you can still learn their skills and shit. Because, a lot of guys think these guys lying and shit. But really, I'm going to be real about players. And like I said, man, I could do a dissertation on this shit, man. Because technically, well, I ain't going to get into that. But I can do a dissertation level shit on this, man. You look at most of these players, just observing them, being around them. I ain't even talking about my own experience. And my own experience will blow your minds. And I can take my experiences to a court. I can take mine to a court. But just watching these other guys, like since the 80s to now, the women usually throwing them the pussy. Even the times I talk about you don't need money to get a woman. Like, a lot of guys don't understand that. But those guys at that level, those players, the overwhelming majority who practice in body game, whether they use that term or not, they still working on their body. Please, women handing them the pussy. See, a lot of guys don't understand that. They don't have any recollection of that. And then, don't be stupid and try to look at another man. You don't have a vagina. And you don't know what a woman's vagina going to react to. Okay? Let me just stop that right now, because you get a lot of guys saying, ain't no way him. Well, you got to, I guess your vagina ain't twitching, huh? Please. Seriously, if you look, because the only way a man, I'm going to tell you what, and women have said this, and I did a video recently about women, modern women creating some monsters and stuff. Shoot, women create the players. Because women throw it at them. A man could be all play. He can think he player, call himself player, think he got a mouthpiece. Hell, even think he got a body. If he don't have a woman trying to hand him the pussy. And when I say hand the pussy, not even just approaching him, because that's rare as it is, but just being open, being receptive, or putting herself in position. Like, when I talk about women putting themselves in position for a guy, a lot of times they done seen that guy way before he knew they existed. Hell, I've experienced that several times. A woman say, I'll be thinking, oh yeah, I'm doing something. A woman say, oh no, I knew about you. I remember one woman I was messing with for about 4 years. She was like, oh no. She was off the campus of American University. She was like, oh no, I knew about you for a year. Before I saw her, I was like, shit. I look back at it, she probably like clocked me, knew where I was gonna be at a certain time, looking back at it. But you get women like that though, man. See, one thing with players, because they have that outer form, that body, mainly the body. Now, if they got the body in the face, oh Lord, oh my God, shit. But mainly they got that body that's turning them on. They'll find a way. They'll put themselves in position. And depending on the situation, they might even just approach, be like, hey, how you doing? Shit. So a lot of times players, they don't really be chasing. People think they do. Most of the serious players really don't. You know? Most of like the top level. You still got a level who do, but they got to do some work. They got to play a numbers game, but I'm talking about top level. Because everything I'm talking about in my book, when I talk about body game, and everything I talk about in my book, Nice Guys and Players, also in my book, Sexual Chemistry, I ain't based that shit just on me. I specifically put in stuff that I observed, I talked to. Shoot, some guys can remember when I did a survey of players a few years ago, a questionnaire. Yeah, shoot, that's like the third time. We've done questionnaires, everything. Remember, Professor Rom. Not Car Rom, Professor Rom. Got an academic background. I could probably teach some courses at a college, college level, grad school level if I wanted to. So I ain't somebody to play with. I'm complex like that. Anybody question that, man, we can take an IQ test too. Oh man, but yeah, it's the body game. Like, use it for yourself. Don't fight it. Like, I promote it because, well, it works. And like I said yesterday, when I say body game's just beginning, I always get commentary from guys. Yeah, you still gotta have other stuff, but trust me, if you're talking to a woman, even if you got a conversation, like say that mouthpiece, right? Even if you talking to a woman, right? If her vagina is like singing, doing a rumba, and you don't even have to like say much. You just say, hey, how you doing? Just have a regular conversation. She ready to go right then. She ready to go right there. Because I don't care what you say to a woman, if she is not sexually turned on, there's nothing you gonna say to her that's gonna turn her. I don't give a fuck what you think your mouthpiece is. Your mouthpiece is really to close the deal. You ain't gonna turn on by your mouth or anything, by your mouthpiece, rather. A lot of guys don't get that, got some fantasy. There's some magic word. I still never forget this guy was hitting me up, talking about, well, what can I say to a woman to make her want to have sex with him? Not a damn thing. Shit, she gotta look at you and want to have sex with you. And then your mouthpiece just closes the deal. Because like I said, a woman will say he was alright till he opened his mouth. Your mouthpiece is to close the deal. You know, it's like you go into a car shop, you want to buy that fancy car, right? It's looking good to you. But then the salesman or saleswoman, salesperson, they hit you up. They the ones that close the deal for you. You know? Yeah, that mouthpiece, you got to use them together. And trust me, the guys who got that body that women like, shoot. Even if it's just a side thing, too. That's a side thing. Because you get a lot of women, they'll marry a regular guy for whatever reason. But then don't give them any sex. And they'll have that guy on the side. Like, I mean, it's a serious matter. And I've said this several times. Paternity testing need to become mandatory. Because I heard some women say the number of men who are not the father is up to 40%. I was like, shit. I got to check that. It was 30% for the longest. It might be higher. And then those are just the men who just get the test. Some men know that child don't look like them. Child had red hair and freckles and stuff, and the mother was black. Or, you know, you get one dude. I saw this meme about this woman, this couple, they holding a white couple holding a black baby, and it's like, well, it was because of all the chocolate he was eating and drinking. I was like, oh, damn. Oh, man. But who do women usually get off on most of the time? Yeah, like I said, there's always exceptions, but most of the time, some dude whose body turned them on. In fact, that's how the true players, they be reading the women. They already know which women they turning on. They reading the women. And that's how you gotta be with that shit, man. That's how you gotta be. And it is what it is. Like I said, I ain't telling you go out there and be a player and, you know, none of that dumb shit you think. Like I said, women be throwing it at the players. Women be throwing it at the players. In fact, true players, they usually got a lousy ass approach game. They do. They got a loud, because they ain't used to doing it. The women throw it. That's why I say women, they make the players one way or the other. I've had several women tell me that shit. They make the players. Because they the ones choosing. They the ones that got to decide. I know some dudes don't want to face that. Well, you know, I'm tell you what, man. Like I always say, I live in the real world. I live in the real world, and I tell you what. Anybody, let's get a group of women who gonna be honest. They'll tell you. Shit. But anyway, though. Yeah, it's just something. Look, man. Bottom line, man. Body game work. I'm gonna keep pushing it. There's always gonna be some motherfuckers against it, but I say take a look at the ones who actually show themselves. Take a look at them. Take a look at them. And then just be out here. If you know, in fact, I've told people, I say, man, best way to learn the game, just be around some actual players. Shit, hit the gym and everything. And then, you know, you got the guys. We got y'all fellas. I gotta give y'all a heads up. The ones who actually did the work, they be giving me testimonies. Yeah, I got a lot of guys. You know what, though? Just on another tangent, I got a lot of guys say they've been following me a long time. I always get some comments or some stuff say, yeah, I've been following your stuff for years. Apparently what I'm saying working, right? Yeah, if you don't want to believe that or go with it, that's your choice. Just move on, seriously. That's how you deal with that. I can't make everybody, and I don't need to. So anyway, right? That's all I got for today. Y'all know, got well, my son's really today too, but you know, I leave him at home. Had him most of the week. You know, be spending a lot of time with my sons this period. More time during the summer and everything. Yeah, cause that's my first job anyway, to be a father. That's my first job. First job. Nobody can dispute that. Well, it's nobody that knows me. So, anyway, though. Y'all have a good weekend and everything. I get back with all y'all Monday with a car video. Of course, tomorrow's Sovereign Saturday. Let me say something about that. I know it's not going to get as many views, but I'm sitting in front of the bookcase then. I'm a little bit more serious. I'm just telling you how to have some control over your life. All right? That's all I'm doing. You know? Ain't even about to get in the pussy and shit, because, well, from my perspective, that's easy as hell. You know? That's easy as hell. But too many men out here don't have control over their lives, one way or the other. And that's all I'm teaching you. So, here they are. Anyway. I was wondering when my kids were getting old. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.